I was wondering about this if I'm a member of the Boston media. Now, Stefon Diggs, who was photographed or videotaped, I should say, with a baggie that contained some kind of pink substance there. Now, there's speculation of what that is, but to be fair to the story, to the situation, I won't venture into that territory, but I still have to ask Stefon Diggs about this. Now, the Patriots don't have to make him available, but he just got there. Now, maybe in August all they have to say is, hey, Stefon will talk to you, but it's only football-related items. Now, they can say that. That doesn't mean that you have to, acquiesce and go, okay, I'm going to be hands-off here. This can go away. This can go away if he plays good football. Now, I don't know what the NFL does with this. Now, we can talk about the Patriots. If I'm the NFL, I at least have to inquire what's going on because he's a member of the Patriots. But you still have to ask that question or questions. And if you're Stefon Diggs, what do you say? Hey, I'm just here to talk about football. You can say that, but you can't say that to the NFL. If the NFL is interested in this, which I would assume they would be, but if I show up and I'm a member of the media, and I'm sure you're going to get the head of their PR department saying, hey, only football-related questions. They can tell you that. That doesn't mean that you have to go, okay, I'm not going to ask. There's an elephant, a pink elephant in the room. Yes, Paulie.
The new head coach, Mike Vrabel, briefly addressed it last week. He said they're aware of it. He didn't say what it was. He just said we're aware of it. And they need players to make, quote, great decisions on and off the field. That's all he touched on it.
Okay. And then there was talk that, Scott Zolak, who is one of their analysts, radio analyst, former quarterback, he said, that they have cause to be able to cut him. I don't know what the contract states, but I would imagine if you're caught with something that would be illegal, then they could cut you. He just got there. I didn't like the signing because I don't, and once again, Stefon Diggs has been nothing but polite, generous, funny, engaging every time he's come on the show. But this is football. This is a decision. And that's where I have to draw the line between somebody I like with would I have signed him. It's like Dak Prescott. Dak has been wonderful when he's been on the show. Would I have signed him to that contract extension? I would not. But in this situation, you got Drake May in his second year. I don't want him having a diva wide receiver because we saw this when Baker Mayfield was there with OBJ, and he, I thought, was always looking out to make OBJ happy. And Jarvis Landry, to me, was a better wide receiver, and I thought it hurt Baker Mayfield. Drake May, it's hard enough to play that position. They haven't really surrounded you with a whole lot of talent at the skill position, but I didn't want to have Stefon Diggs in there at his age, and he's got to get his touches and the whole drama that goes along with that. I want Drake May to be able to develop his own receivers instead of you're inheriting somebody that a team moved on from, and he went to a team after another team moved on from him. That would be a concern for me. Not just what happened on the party boat with Cardi B. It would be, I'm taking a guy coming off an injury. He's over 30 years of age. That's a recipe for disaster. Yeah, Paul.
If Stefon Diggs ends up talking to the media at the start of actual camp in late July, how can the Patriots media handle this? How should they handle this?
Well, you got to ask. There's only so much that you can work on or go with. You're going to get a source on the yacht. You can speculate on what he was holding, but once again, you don't have the tangible evidence there. The NFL could bring him in and say, what exactly was that? And then he might have to answer some pretty tough questions. But I don't know if the NFL is even investigating here. I haven't heard anything or seen anything. And this might be where the NFL goes, why don't you guys handle this? He's yours. If it gets bigger, then we'll come in. Yes.
It does kind of feel like a team thing.
It does, but then when does it become an NFL thing? This is a big story. It is. But, when you have a famous rapper, Cardi B, involved in this on a yacht, they're videotaping, and he's got a powdery substance with him, with all the speculation of what is that pink powdery substance, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. The problem is not everybody, but there's a lot of people who immediately knew what that pink substance was.
I did not. I did inquire, and I went, yes. Then that's why I thought, does it become an NFL thing?